Right, so today I was confronted with something. I was confronted with forgiveness. And I've talked about forgiveness before, but this is not that type of video. I've been hurt, right? I'm not going to cry, don't worry. But I've been hurt. And it's not vice versa. I mean, like, I'm sure you done some hurt, and I know you done this, and no, I'm talking about me and my feelings right now. But sometimes you guys need to disregard. You need to disregard what everyone else says or how everyone else feels, and you need to put yourself in that moment of how you feel and confront that issue head on. Right? I've been hurt. I felt betrayed. Close my eyes. I felt used. Lonely. Humiliated, embarrassed. I had to remind myself of a situation that happened, and then something that led on to that and led on to that, and then I just started thinking about random things that I've experienced over the years with people that are no longer in my life. And I don't forgive them. And I was trying to figure out if that makes me bitter. Am I harboring hurt? And I'm not bitter. I'm not harboring hurt either, because I don't remind myself. If I can think of a name and I don't think of how much they've done to me. It's only today I was in deep thought and I felt it. But that didn't make me bitter. And that didn't make me harbour hurt, because I remembered. And I don't care what people say or what their philosophies to do with forgiveness and stuff, because I'm an individual. You can have your philosophies, they don't matter here, because I know what I'm feeling. And it's those philosophies and those views of other people and things that I see and things that I've heard and things that people have told me that cloud my judgment into making me question myself as a person and my characteristics. And that's wrong, because I know myself. And today I realised why I'll never forgive. People have choices. We as individuals have choices. And if you hurt someone, and you know that you hurt someone, if you've betrayed someone, if you've deceived someone, if you've taken someone for granted, these are things that you know. You know when you're taking advantage of someone. You know, you feel when you're being taken advantage of. You would have a feeling, but you might not know. But there's always something or someone there that makes you see that you are being taken advantage of. So what you choose to do in that moment of time, if you choose to follow it on, if you choose to take on that advice, or if you choose to ignore it, that's your decision. That's our decision as individuals. If we choose to ignore that. I ignored it time and time again, and I forgave time and time again, and I still allowed myself to be used. I allowed myself. So I caused a lot of that hurt on myself, because I allowed what I didn't deserve just because. And I had to think, well, because of what? Why did I allow that? And because I cared, because I loved. But when that's not being reciprocated, why do you still allow it? Why did you still allow it? When people were telling you, when people were warning you, why did you still allow it? And maybe, okay, it was an experience, it was a lesson learned, but it still makes me a fool. It makes me a big fool. A big top-notch dick. Because I knew that I was being treated in a way I did not deserve. And I allowed it. So, I forgive myself. I forgive myself because I didn't know better. I have to do that for me, for myself. I have to be selfish in that moment because I have to live with my being every single day. But I will never forgive that other person. Because other people, there's a range of them. Because these people intentionally know what they're doing when they do it. It's simple. It's simple human etiquette. Treat people how you want to be treated. And you don't just have to say that, you have to think, how would I want to be treated? How am I respecting someone? What I don't like and what I know someone else wouldn't appreciate. Just normal. Just normal. You don't have to be best friends or family to do that. It's just common courtesy. It's just a little bit of respect. A bit of being a human, you know what I mean? This is why we're saying that people have choices. So if you choose and you knowingly do what you do, why should then I forgive you? When you knowingly put me in a position to hurt. You hurt me. You hurt me. But I should forgive you. And if I forgive you, I'll suddenly be able to move on with my life fantastically. No, because that is always going to be in my head. So then does that make me fake? Knowing that what you've done, I always remember what you've done, but yet I forgive you. I don't have to bring it up, but I always remember. That's not forgiveness. So I can't forgive you. Does that make me bitter? No. It makes me wise. Because I'm not ever going to be burnt by someone more than once ever again. Ever. I've forgiven enough in my life, and those people don't even exist now. So what was I forgiving for? When you're done, then it's done. That's why I don't really believe too much in like second chances. Sometimes second chances can be excused. I definitely don't accept third chances. Absolutely not. Never, ever, ever, ever in life. You will never get to burn me 3 times. Never. Ever. I understand people have disagreements, but there's common courtesy and there's a respect. And I put my whole heart into things, right? And even into strangers that I meet. Like, I can talk to a stranger now and I can talk to you and it might not even feel that we've just met. Because I'm already open. It's a bad thing? No, I don't care what people think. Like I said, if it's a bad thing, it's not. It's how I am. I'm very welcoming. So, if you take advantage of that, I don't understand why I should feel bad in not forgiving you. I feel like sometimes forgiving people, you're giving them the excuse. You're not an excuse. Sometimes when you're forgiving people, you're kind of, it's like you're saying sorry to yourself for them, for the sorry that they can't say, or for the reasons that they failed to realize when they did apologize. And I'm not doing that. You're grown enough to make the choices you make in hurting, so you can be accountable for your actions. And if you can't be accountable sincerely for your actions, you will never have my forgiveness. Never, ever, ever in life. Because you don't deserve it. No, everyone knows their intentions with everything they do. You might not know how your day is going to be planned, but you surely know what you're going to do when you think of it. You surely know how you're going to get there when you get doing it. You surely know who you're going to meet and know what you want to plan to do when you see them. There's always an element of knowing in every single thing that you do. So if you're treating someone bad, if you're doing something bad, if you're doing something with ill intention, don't come and say sorry to me for that, because you knew what you were doing. I'm not going to knowingly take someone for granted and then apologize for it. And when people do apologize, it's never sincere. It's not. because they don't acknowledge. No one hardly ever acknowledges the action. They just want to say sorry just to say it. Like, it's never like, you know what, look at me, I'm sincerely sorry, I hurt you, and I didn't. Never. Oh my God, rarely people talk like that, you know. It's like, I'm sorry, like, I don't know what else to say, I'm really sorry. That's not apologising. You know where you can stuff that, yeah? You can stuff that up yours and up your ancestries where the sun don't shine, because I'm not trying to hear that nonsense. Giving me nonsense in my imagined audacity, come and talk to me like that. What sorry is that? Sorry, yeah? Sorry, my back foot. You're sorry, alright? Sorry, ass. So, don't ever allow people to take you for any type of dickhead. And even if you do, for a certain amount of time and you realise, don't feel obliged to give them what they need in forgiveness and you have to do this to move on, because you can happily move on from people and not forgive. It doesn't make you bitter. It just makes it. That's life. I'm choosing not to. I'm sorry. You don't deserve it. And if you're not planning for that person to be there, then I don't understand why I need to forgive. You can always forgive a situation and put that to bed. I can forgive a situation and be like, you know what, that happened, that hurt me, but it's done, it's gone. I'm not going to keep revisiting it. I'm not going to keep going back to it, because it's done, it's gone. That's done. You move on with life. There's many laughters, there's many experiences that are positive after it, when you make it for yourself. But as in the people, nah, when someone does you dirty, man, that forgiveness is just out of the window for me now. Especially as an adult, I have no more forgivenesses to forgive. That's how I see it. I've been friends with people for years, and I never needed to forgive them for anything. I mean, you argue with people, it's different. Arguing, you say a little this, you say a little that. Some things are just minor, but that's family for you. That's like when someone's classified as family, it's different. When something is evil, like I said, all of those things that I listed, absolutely evil. Horrible, cold-hearted person. Me. You're not ever gonna get my forgiveness. Sorry. People have to be held accountable for their actions, and they should never be allowed. If I'm giving all of myself to someone, then it's only right that I can expect that back, especially in friendships, in relationships. Don't allow anyone to give you half-hearted of their self, or give you a little bit of them while you're giving them all of you, and then they have ill intentions and something bad happens and they want to come back and say sorry, because at the end of the day you're choosing that. You're choosing not to be a good friend to me. You're choosing not to be a good man. You're choosing not to be a good woman. You're choosing not to be a good husband, a good son, you're choosing. People make choices. We make choices as adults. When you want to be treated a certain way, right, and you expect that, you're obliged to treat someone else like that too. And if you don't, then, you know, it shows what kind of person you are. Quite shitty, to be frankly honest with you. You can come into my life and think you can use me a second time. God forbid, never in life. Never in life. Nonsense. Imagine.